Hey everybody, it's Lisa from Shabby Road Studio. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, another upcycling video for you. And here, as you just saw, are some things that we're going to be using. I have this red striped men's shirt, size medium. I don't know what it is about this, like this grain sack ticking type fabric, but I love it. I love, love, love it. I love paper that looks like this. I love fabric. And when I saw this shirt at a garage sale, I grabbed it because I love this pattern. But I don't love it in the way it is. It's a men's shirt it needs some love. And so I have this pillow sham I am going to use, and I have an old sheet I grabbed at the thrift store as well. And you know, stripes and florals, you might not think that would be a good pair, but it really, I mean, I think they complement each other very nicely. And then because of this blue, I have these shirt sleeves that I cut off of something else in my stash, and I just think that the combination right here is just waiting to be created into something new. So stay tuned, because we're about to find out. Okay, I have the shirt ready to make some changes. We're going to cut this shirt off. I think right about here. I want to leave myself room under the button to stitch my next piece on. So I am probably going to go right about there. We're going to save this piece because we will definitely be using it. So now we have this piece. I think I'm going to do something similar as the duster that I made. I think we're going to be doing a similar look to this. I'm not really sure yet where we're going with it, but I would say that I'm going to be cutting keep thinking 3 or 4 inches. Let's start with 3, just because we can always go up more. So right there. Okay, let's button this up a little bit more. So we're going to go 3 inches. About right there. also helps sometimes to lay the other piece on over here to kind of give you an idea of where you went. And then when you measure these together, they should look similar. Yeah, we're saving these. We'll probably use those for something else. And then you can check your mistakes and fix them. It looks pretty good. Although, see, this one is a little bit. I mean, there is no perfection here. I just like to check some things to see where we're falling. This one is a little bit off. Okay. I think we're going to keep the collar for now. So we're going to work towards adding some length now. So I need to measure this. Let's open it up so you get a very accurate measurement. I just want to know like what amount of fabric I'm going to need to add a bit of, I'm going to gather the fabric, so I want extra. I don't want it to match the shirt completely. So about 55 is what I absolutely need, but I need probably 1.5 that much. Okay, so I'm going to take my sheet. One edge is already hemmed. We're going to use that. We're going to take advantage of that. And there is enough fabric going this way. So I just need to figure out on my mannequin, which you can't see at this time, but I'm going to take a tape measure, maybe 12 inches. I'm going to add to the bottom. So not sure if I should just snip and rip, if I should take a chance that this is going to rip evenly, or if I should just cut it 12 inches. I should probably do that. So let's see. I could probably use this. And just measure all the way across at 12 and make a mark. I will finish doing that and then I will come back. Okay, so the next step is going to be taking our strip that we cut, that is 12 inches, and let's see, doesn't matter I guess what end, but we're going to be starting on one edge and then just kind of you know, finger pleating this as we go. So it will be, it'll be a duster, because there won't be any more, buttons or anything. We'll probably add some more down here. So it'll be just another duster that you can throw over a t-shirt and jeans or shorts even. But I think the floral and the stripes are really going to complement each other when this whole project is over. So I'll be back after I stitch this and gather it all the way around. A minute. I took this over and just gathered it with my fingers and sewed it all the way around. But when I put this on the mannequin and then I tried it on myself, it's a little bit too, I need to take a little bit in under each arm so that it isn't so wide right there. Way, both sides need to come in a little bit. So I'm gonna figure that out probably off camera, and then I will come back and show you the decision I made for that. So, okay, I am back from the sewing machine. Problem solved. I just didn't know what else to do. I pinned it where I wanted it to be, and I just sewed it right on the outside. So this seam is an outie, and I absolutely love it. It did what I wanted it to do. So this is gonna fray, and it's gonna look amazing. So both sides sewn on the outside, just sewed it down, and then cut the extra off. Got 2 pieces to play with for the rest of it, and it's perfect for me now. I am not crazy about the collar. There's just something, it is wonky. It's just so thin. I think it's just so skinny. I don't know, it just doesn't, it isn't working for me. So trying to decide what I want to do. If I want to, you know, come down here and just kind of cut off the collar completely. It's very, very high possibility of me doing that. But the collar is just, it's not working for me at all. So yeah, I'm excited about how this is coming. I am going to take a few minutes and try to think about what I want to do in this area for this collar, and I'll get back to you. I took the bottom of the shirt, okay, that we cut off. I took that, and I'm going to, well, let me start over. I went ahead and cut off the collar, and I'm much happier with it already. So I'm gonna put something around this, and then I'm going to take the bottom of the shirt that we cut off, and it's gonna go down here on the bottom of this floral ruffle, but it's not gonna be enough. So what I'm doing is I opened up one of the arm sleeves, and I want this curve part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each half that I cut off, okay, it goes like this, each half, and then I'm going to add it on here. Probably something like that. Let me see. Yeah, it's got to come up enough. It's got to make sense. So probably like that, and then over here, like about right there. And then I'm gonna cut it across here and just add that panel in. This will probably, I don't know, probably be too big, and if so, then I will gather this part a little bit so that it, yeah, so that it gathers out like that. All right, I'll come back when I'm done. Back from the sewing machine. I ended up having to use both of the sleeves because one just wasn't gonna be enough fabric, so I sewed this on all the way around. It looks so cute. On the back here, I just sewed 2 sections of sleeves, and the front part of the shirt, bottom of the shirt on each end. Now it's kind of hard to see. I'm gonna insert a picture of this hanging on the mannequin for you. So yeah, now the next step is going to be to do something up here to around this area. I'm considering using the cuff from that sleeve that I said we were going to use, considering using that if, you know, it won't go all the way around, but I'm considering putting that around part of it. And then I'm considering, you know, obviously putting the other one around, which will be cute, but then we'll have a little gap back here, which I was considering using the cuff from the shirt itself. I don't know yet. Something like that. We need to get some blue. And then down here on the floral part, most likely I'm going to take the sleeve that I opened up and make a nice big pocket right here on both sides. So we'll get our blue. We're going to cover up some of it. So yeah, that's the plan. Also, I want to add some lace to this. So I got this lace valance. Isn't that pretty? Look at this. It's so pretty. $2.75 at the thrift store. So hopefully my plan is to start right here and go around all the way around the top of this. Yeah, I think that'll look really cute. But I will say, I will spring it on you now. I do intend to dye this whole thing with just a very light brown, just to give it that vintage look and to bring everything, and especially the lace. I don't want the lace to be this bright white. So I think that just like a tan fabric dye will bring everything together on this. So stay tuned. Okay, so I have added this. This actually worked because it went all the way around both of the cuffs from that shirt. So that looks cute. Now I think I'm going to be going over and adding this lace all the way around here, and then yeah, that or the pockets. So okay, so out of one sleeve I've cut a pocket. Now I'm going to lay this pocket on the other sleeve and just cut it out so that they are matching. Okay. Now I have 2 cute blue pockets for the front of this duster. So now to decide where I want them to go. I'm gonna slip it on myself just really quick to kind of determine. Yeah, I would have put them up too high. Okay. I always suggest doing this because you might think you know where you want them, but if you don't put it on, or at least put it on the mannequin. Okay, so this is where I would say, of course I'm tall and have long arms, so I just quickly pinned it. It's crooked, but okay, so this is where I would have it. I'm going to put a pin at the bottom and one on either side just to mark my place, because I do want to take this over to the sewing machine and turn the top under. I want to put a hem on the top of it, and then I'm just going to sew like a zigzag around. But for the top, I do want it to be hemmed. So that's going to be where we're going to lay that back down after I hem it. Okay, so I just turned it under and made a little hem on the top. Now I want to see where I had it, so I'm going to lay it right back in between these pins. Now I'm just going to come over and pin these on. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take it over the sewing machine. I'm just going to do like a zigzag stitch all the way around. Okay, I'm back from the machine. I sewed the pocket on, but here's where things always can change. Not even thinking about this, I was going to add that lace. Like I told you, I was going to add that lace right across the front here on this layer. So I can't do that over this pocket. And I did want to have pockets on it, so it was important to me to have pockets. It's still important to have the lace. I have to be a little bit more creative now, so maybe I'll start, I don't know, if I start the lace behind the pocket, I have to get the other pocket on. I just don't know now. I do want the lace on here. Just trying to think. Maybe putting the lace just across the back. And probably not even going to end up using this pillowcase like I thought I was going to. So, yeah, sometimes plans change right in the middle of a project. And once I started adding that pocket, I realized that my lace idea wasn't going to work, which is kind of disappointing. But I feel like these need pockets, you know. Everybody has a cell phone, and so I'm going to think about this and decide, and then you'll see what I decide. Sewing the other pocket on, and now I have decided that I'm going to go from this seam here, so I'm leaving that part open without lace where the pocket is. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to cut off this extra. There's a skinny part here. I don't need that. So I'm going to cut right from this part, kind of like that. we'll definitely keep that. I mean, you know. So then I'm gonna just take this over to the other end and lay it on here so that I can make the same cut. Matching these up down here. There. Now this full piece that I have left is a little bit too big for this, which will give me a little bit of gather, so that'll be nice. And so I'm gonna go sew this on and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, I'm back from the machine and this is all zigzagged on to the back section that I showed you. And I like it. It hangs just a little bit gathered, and I like the way it hangs. And it's gonna look a lot better when all of this is dyed the tan. So right now, if there's anything else I want to do, I need to do it before I dye it, because once you dye this, everything becomes cohesive, and so you can't add anything afterwards. So you need to make your decisions beforehand. So I think I'm going to add a little floral patch down here in this area. I just like all the patchwork. I think it makes each of the garments unique. Just need to cut that straight. So I'm going to look and see what else I want to do to this, and then I'll probably show you before I put it in the dye. Sorry, I bumped the tripod. Let me move this. I keep bumping it with my cutting thing underneath. It slides up. Sorry about that. So, okay, so up here, I did a little patchwork here. Initially, it was just going to be this floral piece, but when I went to snip the threads, I actually snipped a piece of the shirt. So I just threw another patch over that, and we're all good. That's what happens. You just ad-lib. Let me try to slide this without bumping that tripod. Okay, so up here around the waist, I've added some pieces of lace just off from this. It's a linen, and I just cut off the lace from it. I got a bunch left down there, so and I sewed a piece, kind of gathered it here and gathered it over here. You've seen the pockets. I kind of wish I would have put them up a tad bit higher. I think for some reason they got down lower. I'm not going to change it. It's a lot of work to rip that all out. I'm just gonna let it go. And down here on the bottom front, I put another floral patch there. Let's see, turn it over on the back. Oh, I did zigzag around the armholes, so that's gonna be keeping it from fraying anymore. Up here on the top, I did do a patch there with the floral. And then this is just that lace, and the shirt, I didn't do anything to the bottom down here. So I'm really excited, you guys, to see this go into the brown and come out all vintage looking. I'm not gonna make it too dark, hopefully, fingers crossed, but I just want it kind of like a tea wash, you know, of everything. And now, fingers crossed again, because I really don't know much about this. I don't know much about this, if this is gonna dye, take the dye. I hope that these will both take the dye well, but we'll see. It's a gamble. It's a kind of just a roll of the dice. I just take risks when I make these things. That's why I never do any special order anything. Like, I make something, and if it turns out well, or it turns out the way I like it, then I will offer it for sale. So, fingers crossed for me that these will dye, at least that this won't stay bright white. That would be awful. That would be awful. You know what, I could always at that point, see, there's always a solution. I could always at that point take a seam ripper and rip that off. If I didn't like the way it turned out, I could always do that. And it just wouldn't have lace there. So let's see how this comes out. I'm gonna put a photo after this of the way this looks on the mannequin before the dye, and then I will see you after. Okay, so this is the end result. Yeah, the lace on the back, unfortunately, did not take the dye. So, like I said, if that was the case, I would just take it off with a seam ripper, and that's what I did. Okay, so I just wanted to, before I ended this video, I wanted to show you, I did use part of a dark brown and a little bit of lemon yellow. I was adding the yellow in hopes of toning down the brown a little bit, making it more of a golden brown. I could have probably added more, but I do like the way the duster turned out, except, you know, our little issue with the lace in back that didn't take the dye. But other than that, I really like how the project ended up, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.